Your technical winemaking advisor, Tim Vandegrift here. In many ways, I am as non-traditional in my winemaking as it's possible to get. I'm in favor of technology, of filtration, of advanced techniques in élevage that are kind of the cutting edge of what we can do in winemaking. But there is another way in which I am a complete traditionalist, and that's with barrels. Oak barrels are something very special for home winemakers. If you've never used barrels in home winemaking before, they add layers of flavor and nuance in wine that's almost like magic. You can get a lot of character in your own wine at home through the use of various oak products. The chips, the powders, the chunks, the cubes, the staves, all those. They are very, very good. But there's a certain magic that happens with an oak barrel that you don't get anywhere else. You see, the biochemistry behind oak barrel aging is incredibly complex. It's not actually even fully understood. In addition to the flavors and aromas of oak that are transferred into the wine, there is a process whereby the water and alcohol in the barrel evaporate at roughly the same rate. So as these barrels drop both alcohol and water at roughly the same rate, what's left behind is concentrated essence of the flavor of wine. Now, in addition to the concentrating effect of the barrel, they also allow for micro-oxygenation. Large amounts of oxygen are bad. The wine will oxidize and spoil. It could even get an acetobacteria infection and turn to vinegar. But tiny, tiny amounts will bind to any thiols or sulfides in the wine and remove any of the green, sort of rough aromas of a young wine and transform them into the delicious, smooth, mouth-filling flavors and aromas of fully mature wine. And not only does micro-oxygenation round out the flavor and aroma of a wine, it can help stabilize the color over the long term, making sure the pigments stay in suspension and your wine doesn't change in appearance as it ages. But the primary character we associate with barrels are those aromas, and they're fantastic. Honey, caramel, toast, smoke, spice, vanilla. Whites in barrels also gain hints of coconut and cinnamon from some of the compounds in the toasted staves. Reds gain toffee, coffee, and mocha notes, and a real deep silkiness from the tannins they pick up in the barrels. Now let me tell you about the barrel deal. I have got access to some 13 US gallon barrels. That's some 50 liters or so. They're 100% French oak, cut from trees that are between 80 and 120 years old each. The staves in these barrels were hand cut, air dried for 24 months outside, and then they were hand shaved and assembled and direct wood fired. Only the greatest barrels in the world are made this way. I have access to 10 of these barrels at $300 each. Yes, that's right, $300 per barrel. That's an unprecedented price for a barrel of this quality. Here's the thing though, we only have 10 of these barrels, and when they're gone, they're going to be gone forever. You won't see them again at this price. So if you've wanted a barrel, you've thought about barrels, but you've been reluctant to take the plunge because of price, you better jump in. This is a great deal. You can be a fantastic winemaker, you can use the high tech, you can use every resource at your disposal, but sometimes being a traditionalist will pay off. I'm Tim from Master Vintner, and cork something special. Cheers.